You're
Mm,
absolutely right, Kylie. Absolutely. So
yeah,
my first time joining this project
yeah,
really. So I know these
okay,
Horowa and Bex have pushed on as they have with support from Marion and
yeah.
Diane. So for me, it's a new system. So I'm just really keen to learn and be part of it, really, Kylie. So
Sure.
thanks very much.
Okay, great.
Cool.
David, I'm assuming that you had sat in on one of our two demos that we have done beforehand with
I was meant to, but for some other reason I got double booked or something. I
okay,
wasn't able
right,
to make
all
it,
right.
Kylie. So
So this
yeah,
is very much new to you as well. Okay,
absolutely.
sure.
So 101 to me.
Okay. All right, and Marion's on the call. So Marion, I understand you're heading up the IT team. So thank you for your time. I know you're probably crazy busy getting everybody to work remotely at the moment. So we really appreciate you joining the
Yeah,
call as well.
it's been a bit crazy.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so times like this, I guess it's great that we're looking at cloud solutions and not on premise. And, you know, we have that accessibility for all the team as well. So, okay. All right. So what I might do is hand the screen over to Michael. And Mike, if you'd like to just talk through we're just going to cover like a high-level welcome call today, just to get everybody on the same page and look at the project and the expectations and what that means for both of us. And this will be, you know, many calls after this on a regular basis. So yeah, thank you so much. Okay, thanks,
Yeah,
Mike.
that's right. So
Yeah.
purpose of today is really just a bit of a high-level overview of this journey we're about to go on and what we're what the next sort of phases are really. So if any point, if anyone's got any questions or if there's anything anyone needs, please don't hesitate to yell out if I forget to sort of ask. So yeah, stop me at any time,
Yeah.
basically.
Actually, Mike, I was just thinking I should mention to the team that you're actually based in Christchurch. They may not know that. So yeah. So there you go. We have
Oh,
employees
excellent.
over in New Zealand. Yeah, and that'll be a really good thing for you because I'm in Brisbane, so we do have a time difference at the moment. But Mike will be you know, in line with the time zones that you're working, so that'll be nice and handy moving forward.
Yeah,
And,
that's
and he's
right.
clearly not Michael Campbell, the New Zealand golfer.
Oh.
Sadly not. If you see me play golf, you'll yeah, you'll certainly appreciate why.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, I'm just going to share my screen, guys. So just let me know. Hopefully you can all see that. Have a look.
All good from here.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yep.
Cool. Okay. Well, welcome aboard. We're really excited to have you guys here and to be part of the Ungabok family, I suppose. Uh, we we've certainly got a great solution, I think, in it. From what I picked up on, I wasn't part of the demo calls originally, but I've seen them since, and from what it sounds like, you guys are looking to get things moving online and to make things a lot easier for your staff and your customers and everything too, which is really exciting. So yeah, we're really excited to have you guys with us. It's really cool. So today, like we said, we're just keeping this really high level. I'm just going to give a bit of a brief about the implementation team, which is basically me, supported by Kylie and the wider Ungabok team as well. And we'll just go through how the onboarding will work, sort of a rough timeline of events, um, and what our sort of ongoing support will look like. We'll briefly talk about Teamwork, which is our project collaboration tool. So that's where everything, all our communications about this new implementation and the project will come through. And then we'll just have a look at sort of what happens next. So sound good, everybody? Any questions so far?
No,
That
it's all
sounds good,
good
thank
for
you.
me.
Cool, nice.
All good.
Awesome. Now, cool. All right. So the project team. So that's me. As Kylie's already basically said, I'm looking after your implementation with Ungabok, and then will be your ongoing point of contact for everything really. So we'll get through this training process for onboarding. and I'll guide you through the whole process end to end, basically, and coordinate the project. So if at any point, there's any questions or anything you have during this project, I'm here for you guys. I'm here to help anything you need. And then beyond that, I'll be looking after you with your support. You're on a gold support plan, which we'll talk about in a bit, and I'll explain sort of what that involves. Very sorry for the horrendous photo there too. It's not my finest photo.
It's not horrendous.
All right. So to make this project work really well, from your guys' end, we're after both a project sponsor and a project owner, and this is basically, the project sponsor is sort of the person that has the final word on all things relating to this project. I guess decision maker, if you like, or whatever, and is ultimately responsible for the success of the project on your end, and the contact if any items need to be escalated. So you don't need to sort of answer this right now, but we do sort of need to get this, the person in place ongoing. You can have a think about it, but is there anyone right now that sort of would fulfill that role out of you guys? You can have a think too.
I think it will it'll either be David or Bex as the business owner. Yeah.
Okay.
David might want to comment. We can discuss it later if you like.
No worries, just note that down. We'll talk about the project owner too and the role they play, and then you guys can have a think and come back to me if you like, if that's easier. That's fine. Project sponsor, cool. And with that in mind, the project owner. Project owner is this person responsible for ensuring that tasks are completed by the assigned project team members within the required time frame, and certain tasks outlined in the project schedule. So it's basically the person that drives the project from your guys' end, and if there's tasks to be done in between times that we have a call, it's the sort of person that follows up and makes sure that those are done at your end. So again, if you can have if there's anyone now that you think would be that person, let me know. Otherwise, by all means, have a think and come back to me. Oh yeah, Horrorwise just come back and said that's probably me.
Nice
cool.
one.
All right. Yeah. Well, anyway, between the project sponsor and project owner, if there's any sort of queries or anything, you have a think and just let me know. And I just want to talk now about your onboarding and sort of what it looks like. So you guys are doing a self-guided onboarding. So basically what we'll do is we'll set up some calls, and we run through a video that we've created here in our office in Australia, and it just will take you step by step through each phase of the onboarding process to get you guys learning the system and figuring it all out and navigating around it and how it all works. The videos that we go through for that are also available for download, so you can have another watch of them afterwards and whatever. We also have a weekly Q&A call, so that at the end of each sort of week, just to sort of review the week and see how you guys have found it, if you had any questions or if there's anything else that you'd like to sort of just have another look at, all that sort of stuff. We also provide you with our editable user manual as well, which is really handy. Just if you get to a point where there's something that you go, oh, I've completely forgot how to do that, rather than try and find it through the video, there's an editable user manual as well, which we'll send you. And also we'll talk about the Ungabok Support Centre, the Learning Centre, and the user community forums, which are all sort of additional things that we offer the support center being like a knowledge base type thing, which any of you guys will be able to access and go to at any time. We've got the new Ungabok Learning Center, which is a new thing that we've just launched, which offers sort of self-guided courses and training sessions for users on how to use Ungabok, which I think is going to be something really cool for you guys to get involved in. And we also have the user community forums too, which is on the support center. So those forums are just places where you can go and ask questions of the wider Ungabok community. You can see what other people have asked as well, and people will get on there and share advice and tips and all that sort of stuff. So that's available, 24/7, anytime you need it. Any questions so far, guys? Anything?
All good?
Cool.
No? Good.
Cool. All right. So so next I'll just talk about the timeline from here. So right now, sort of starting on the left side is where we're at, and we're doing this welcome call, which is just a sort of nice, easy introduction. The next step is to schedule a discovery call, which is where we sort of try and delve into a bit more details about your organization, your workflows and your processes and the sort of things that you do and all that sort of stuff, because that just helps us gear up with our configuration and plan for your onboarding as well. As we move through, the discovery call just helps us sort of configure the different phases of your onboarding plan as well. So it sort of just helps us plan all that stuff out. After that discovery call, we'll then go away and do the sort of pre-configuration work that we need to do, and then we'll launch into the onboarding plan, which is on the middle of the screen there. We sort of break those up into sort of manageable chunks, sort of phase 1, 2, and 3. And like I said, when we do that discovery call, that will help us sort of figure out what's involved in those different phases. But we aim to go live with the things that we've learnt at the end of each phase, rather than have sort of one big go live sort of date. And then finally, the sort of continued support. So support, is available obviously through me and through the wider team during the weeks after each phased go live stage. The duration of this will be determined at the discovery call. As you've purchased a support plan as well, your nominated contact, we'll figure out the best people to do that. Can contact me at any stage, but really it's sort of the project team will be able to do that, and we'll get you guys registered on our support center. And then from that, once we've sort of ended this onboarding project, we'll then just go through your support plan is sort of a long-term association with me. So that's just what the ongoing support looks like once things sort of are launched and you guys have moved on to business as usual, hopefully. And then we can talk about that ongoing support and what that looks like and so forth. So how does that sound to you guys? Does that sound good?
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Yep.
Cool. Okay. So I'll just quickly touch on the gold support plan that you guys have got as part of this package. So basically, your gold support plan includes unlimited email and online break and fix support. So what that means is if there's any sort of major issues with your system, we're available here anytime, and we have 24/7 system down phone support. Our support teams are based across the world, so at any time, if there's a sort of major emergency and your system goes down for whatever reason, we're here, and we'll provide you with phone numbers and things to call. We also have an online support center, as I previously previously said, and through there you can sort of log normal support tickets and things. We have a client care team that looks at bugs. I help with your how-to sort of questions. And also you'll have access to the knowledge base and community forums, as I sort of outlined previously. You also have access to upgrade service releases and hotfixes. So what that means is basically we release sort of a new version of the software every 6 months is sort of our plan at the moment. So that means that you know, for the duration of your plan, you always have access to the latest version, which also brings with it new features, security updates, and all that sort of stuff. It's really important to us, especially these days, to keep updated and keep you guys and to keep all our customers on the latest version, so that they get the benefits of being on those with those new features, and also all those security, you know, upgrades and things too. We've got What's New webinars and various things that we do throughout the year as well that you guys would be invited to, and more than welcome to join in on. And the phase go live support. So that's just what I said to you before. During the weeks in between the phases, we're here for you, and we'll be here to support you through that onboarding stage. And then sort of the additional benefits of your Gold support plan are priority upgrade scheduling. So I'll work with you to get you upgraded to the latest versions as early as possible, so you can get sort of the first access to some of the new features that we launch. The ongoing post go live support as well is what I'm here for, and I'll be here to support you through the weeks and sort of months after you go live. And I'm also here to help you with your how-to questions. So if there's any sort of things where you get stuck on, I'm here to, we can jump on a call and go through what questions you've got. We also throw in a monthly training session as well. So I'll work with you on this, and we can sort of tackle a particular topic or something like that you guys want to tackle in that training session. And then sort of towards the end of the year, we'll look at a annual business process review, which basically means that I'll work with you guys. We'll take a look at your processes and procedures, and then we'll see if there's ways that we can improve them and make them easier for your staff and also your customers as well. And then finally, included in your plan, you get a free registration to the annual Ungabok Asia Pacific Conference, which was due this year to happen on the Gold Coast about, was it a couple of weeks ago now, but last week actually, but obviously in the current environment it didn't go ahead, but we will be doing another one next year. And so you get one free registration to that conference included too. So yeah, so that sort of outlines the support plan and the Gold support. Did you guys have any questions about any of this?
Just with that, you're talking about the upgrades and service releases and hotfixes. So given that it's not on-prem, you're doing all of that for us, or?
So the way that works is we work with you to do that. We do the actual upgrades and the IT sort of side of things. Basically, what we would work with you guys on is to just do your UAT testing. So just we'd upgrade your test site, and you'd then run through, just make sure that all your normal processes and everything work, and then we'd work with you to choose a date to go live on your production system, basically. And that would allow you to just make sure that from your end you're happy with that this upgrade doesn't break any of your workflows and processes, if that makes sense.
Yeah, great.
Cool. From time to time, probably the only thing is there might be little things that we need to work through at your end at the client end to work on, for example, the recent update. There was a requirement that you need to be on .NET 4.8, and we also have add-ins for Office and Outlook as well. And then every so often with our releases, there's a new version of the add-ins that gets released too. So we'd just work with you about getting those installed and upgraded on your users' computers.
Okay, cheers.
Cool. Any other questions on that,
I
guys?
was just going to ask, just one question, maybe it's a bit technical. We're just in the process of moving all our email exchange to Office 365. Is that a problem with the add-in?
No, not at all. Not at all. A lot of our customers do use Office 365, so we just work with you to get that set up. In fact, I'll touch on a little bit about that shortly.
Thank you.
Cool. Okay. All right. I'll just briefly touch on Teamwork as well, our project collaboration tool. So, like I sort of outlined, it's our project management tool that we use we're using for this implementation. So it's going to be a central place for us and for you guys to collate all the information and correspondence relating to your onboarding project. If you haven't already, I think maybe a couple of you might have already been sent an invite to this, but if not, we'll send out some information and also a wee video on how to use it as well. Yeah, any questions about that? Cool. Okay, cool, thank you. So this is the next steps from here, really. So I've prepared a welcome letter, which I'll send through, which just outlines some key information about your systems, and I'll actually just work through that with you in a moment. I'll send you information on our support center and how to register, and this is open to all of your Ungabok users. So we encourage all of your people who will be using Ungabok to register on there and get involved in the community forums, and also if they need access to looking up knowledge base articles as well. Not mentioned on screen is also, I think I touched on the Ungabok Learning Centre earlier as well, which is a new resource that's available for basically those to all our customers, but for the customers on Gold Support, it's free, and it will continue to be free for the life of your Gold Support plan. And basically that is a great initiative to allow your users to take courses on how to use Ungabok, and is a great tool for staff training and both for new staff, but also as refresher sort of training as well for the old hands, which is hopefully be you guys once we get through this onboarding process too. I'll also send you the quick video, like I said, about Teamwork and how to use it. And finally, the next step will be to sort of schedule the discovery call. Is there any sort of time in the coming week or a couple of weeks that you think would suit you guys? Basically, like I said, this call is about us trying to find out a bit more information about your current, how you guys currently work, your workflows, your processes, and all of that sort of stuff. Yeah, is there anything that sort of stands out that you guys might be available in the next couple of weeks? I probably just have one caveat: if that could be made sort of after 11:30 a.m. New Zealand time, that would be great, and just that way we can involve a couple of colleagues from the Australian office in that call. Of course, don't have to decide today. You can come back and let me know when it suits you too, but the sooner we get that discovery call booked in, then the sooner we can sort of progress on with the implementation.
Yeah, I think we'll just have a chat at the
I
end,
think
Michael.
HorrorWise.
Cool. I think HorrorWise.
Sorry, David.
Yes.
That's okay. I'm just saying we'll touch base with Bex as well. I mean, it's pretty important. I think she's part of that. So take advice, Michael. After 11:30, that's fine. Let's I don't know, early to middle of next week. Let's aim for that. We'll come back to you on with some options perhaps.
Yeah, perfect. Well, I'll email you guys after today's call anyway with all this detail, so you have my contact details and we can just take it from there.
I was just going to say, I don't know whether it would be useful, but Horowai's done a lot of work looking at documenting our existing processes. I think there might be in ProMap, and we can actually just send you links to those. So whether that's useful for you to look at beforehand, yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Certainly if you've got anything that you can send through, it will be helpful for sure. And you guys use ProMap. That's really cool. A lot of people that I know that use ProMap really rave about it. So that's really exciting. Great. Okay. Yeah, and it's probably good just with that discovery call too to just get as many of you guys involved as possible, because that way we can make sure we get you know, as many people sort of giving us the information we need as possible. So yeah, cool. Sounds good. Look forward to it.
Yeah, we can just have a think here. Who else would be useful to come in on the call, and perfect. I'll leave Horowai and Di to have a think about that.
Perfect. Oh, that sounds great. All right. So I'm just going to quickly go through now the welcome letter I'll send to you guys. And let's just hope this works. 1 second. There we go. Hopefully you can see this now over here. So what we've got here is it just sort of gives a bit of a brief welcome and outlines and everything. But what it will have on here is the key information about your system. So we've got the licenses that you will have. Down here, it will have your URL to your new Ungabox system. We'll get your login details and stuff sorted in due course, but that's where you'll go. So if that's a good one to save as a favorite, and sort of especially for all the users that are going to be using Ungabox. And Google Chrome is the browser that is supported with Ungabox. So hopefully you guys have got Google Chrome. Most places do. Just use that.
Yeah.
Cool. Now we've also got an FTP site here. So basically, you guys would probably only really need to use that these days. We used to upload all of our onboarding videos and stuff to that, but I'm actually going to send them to you via SharePoint. But what will still be on your FTP server would be all the latest versions of those Ungabox add-ins that we talked about before for Outlook and Office. So we'll sort of work through those during your onboarding, but that's where they're located. So good for you. Good for your IT team, Marion, and you guys to know where you can always download the latest from there to install on everyone's machines. Also, just there is the login and ID. That's just to get into your FTP site.
Manaya, open the door.
The joys of working from home, eh?
Can you hear that?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You're on.
Sorry, my mic's working now.
Oh, is that you, Horowai? Oh, lovely to hear from you.
Yes. Sorry, it's my daughter. She's just taken the dog for a walk and she's locked herself out.
Oh, no.
Sorry. Hi, everyone.
Hi. Thank you for the light relief.
Yeah. Lovely to hear from you. Right. Okay. Well, good to know that your microphone works going forward. That's great.
Yeah. Welcome.
I've had my dog come in here and like just jump up on me and snore and all sorts. So interesting times. The new normal, I think.
Yep.
Right. So we've also got a link to our support centre here. So I encourage you guys to jump on that and create an account. You just need to create an account with your work email address, and that should give you full access. If you have any issues, just let me know. you just register as a new user with your work email address and put in, create your own password and all that sort of stuff. It also, just down here, we just talk about branding and personalization. So what we need from you guys is a couple of different images, just so we can brand your system and your reports in there. So it just sort of explains here they need to be in .bmp format and not exceeding those pixel sizes. So if you guys can sort of get those together, they can be uploaded in Teamwork, which we'll get to obviously as well. Once we sort of sort out your users and their login credentials and everything, we'll start sending emails out advising them of your username, and each user will be invited to create their own password. You might need to check your junk or spam folders as well. Sometimes they end up in there, and the link only works for 48 hours. After that case, we need to resend it. So if anyone has any issues, though, just let me know. All sort of making sense so far, guys?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Yes.
Cool. Love it.
Thank you very much.
Cool. So, like I said, you access Ungabok, which we call version 30. Ungabok version 30 through the web address indicated on the previous page, and it's using Google Chrome. And then once we, as we go through this process, we can just make sure that everybody's good and everybody can log in and do all that sort of stuff. But Google Chrome is the primary is our primary browser, and it's the only supported browser. However, occasionally there might be, it's probably unlikely, but there might be a reason for someone to access our older version of Ungabok called version 20, which is an Internet Explorer only site. I don't know if this will need to happen, but if it does, you do need Internet Explorer and also to be able to install Microsoft Silverlight, which there'll be a prompt that comes up when you first load that page. I think it's unlikely you guys will need to access it through that way, but just in case you do, Marion, do you think will the users be able to install that, or?
Yeah, my preference would be not to use it because we've actually kind of deactivated Silverlight. So our default browser is Google Chrome at work, so that won't be a problem.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll just cross that bridge, and if there is for some reason a reason that someone needs to go in that way, we'll cross that bridge. So requesting user additions and deletions. So as time goes on, you might, someone might leave and you might have people starting or whatever. That's just to do that, you just log a ticket through the support center. And the same goes with any sort of support related issues or how-to questions or anything. There's a function there to how to log the tickets, and we'll touch on that a bit down the track. And that's just a nice central point for you guys to use. And we sort of allow access to 2 or 3 people that have the authority to log tickets on behalf of you guys. And again, we can figure out who those people are as we go. Printing just works, so the printing it should just automatically recognize the default printer on your machine, but if there's any issues, we'll work through that. Probably the key one for you, Marion, coming up is this email spoofing and SPF framework. We've got a couple of IP addresses here that we need basically added to that SPF record. Is that something that's pretty straightforward for you to be able to do?
Yeah, Di will probably send it through to the support team and they will organise it. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So basically this document here is sort of the Bible for everything IT related. We've got a bit of a checklist here too, which just sort of outlines a couple of the things that that IT probably needs to take care of, which is adding of this to your trusted sites in Internet Explorer, and also there's an Ungabox web add-in, which is a Google Chrome add-in as well. That would also need to be installed on everybody who uses Ungabox machines. I'm not sure if you can just do that automatically with your policies, or if it's something that an admin needs to do, but that's just something to be aware of. And also just a note here that we also need a port, so we also need the firewall opened up to this IP address on port 808 as well. So again, something for the support team to sort of action. That's sort of the outline of the letter. I'll send this through to you shortly. Did you have any questions about any of that stuff? Does it all seem pretty straightforward?
No, it looks good to me.
Cool.
Yep, all good.
Cool.
Yeah, all good, Michael. Thank you.
Cool. Okay. It's not too onerous, hopefully. So it's just sort of nice, simple, sort of straightforward things that we need to just get underway. And finally, we will send this to you, but I just thought I'd quickly show you, sort of as part of the discovery call, I guess, we also have this configuration document too that basically just asks some questions and just has some information that we need to get from you guys to help us pre-configure the system for you. So an idea of your organization chart and sort of where everybody's roles sort of sit is helpful. And sort of each tab in this spreadsheet just has different things that we'll need to sort of get completed from you guys. And also we just sort of give a little bit of sort of examples up the top here. So this, for example, this tab says about data reporting, and when you're dealing with a company or an individual, how do you classify them? Do you sort of differentiate them between different segments and all that sort of stuff? So these are just example ones. You guys would just tell us what you guys do, and then we would create the system around that. So
Is that about us as an organisation, or is it about the clients that will use the software?
That'll be your customers. So anyone that's looking to book a space or book an event or anything like that. That's how you classify their accounts, basically.
So you might have a
Is
wedding.
that just for reporting?
Yes, it's for reporting.
Is that just for reporting?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll work through all of this, but I just thought I'd show you this as sort of what we will send out, or what we will send you to work through as well, sort of thing. So yeah, but I think that that sort of summarizes my part. Did you guys have any other questions for me at this stage? Anything at all? Anything we can help with?
So just have a look at it tab there. You've got the thing about like event types, banquet, conference, meeting, blah, blah. So we have to think in advance of every type of event we're going to have, or can we add more later?
You can definitely add more later. I mean, this sort of thing is, again, it's sort of reporting. It's sort of more for reporting purposes. So you might have segments that you break them down to. This is just an example, but yeah, it's just sort of really what you guys do, and then what the sort of things you'd like to report on. That's the sort of thing that we would need you to think about.
Yeah, I guess so. At the end of the year, you can say, we had 100 bookings. Of that, there were 10 weddings, 5 festivals, 20 markets, that type of thing. It's sort of starting with the end in mind. If there's reports you're needing to prepare and you're struggling to generate those, now's the opportunity to think about that and to make sure we're inputting the data correctly so you can get the output that you need.
Yeah, that'll be fairly easy to do.
Yeah.
Obviously, we do have a history in this already, so
yes,
we can do that.
Yeah, and that's sort of what the discovery call's about too, is just sort of finding out the way that you guys work now and how we can configure the system around your sort of processes and your reporting requirements and all that sort of stuff.
I know we would be interested to see the level of events that we have in terms of low risk versus high risk. So we'd be interested to see, you know, how many really big events do we have a year? Is it 5 or 10 or 20? And are we kind of increasing that year on year?
Yeah.
So that's some information that we would be really keen to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is the risk based on the attendance, Horowai, or is it based on other components?
It's a combination of things.
Okay.
It can be the type of event it is. So, for instance, if it's a music kind of big festival, it kind of creates a bit more risk for us on different levels, such as alcohol, that kind of stuff. Or there could be a rugby game that's got 2,000 people around it, but they're just watching a game. So it just depends on the actual event itself.
Got it. Okay.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah.
That's all possible. Definitely.
Cool.
Great. All right. Now, is there any other questions?
Yeah, Michael.
Yep.
Sorry, David here. I was just going to jump in. I just really keen to be decisive on a couple of points.
Yep.
Can everyone just check their diaries? Well, I'm just trying to, you know, make the next meeting and such as how's everyone placed for sort of, I don't know, 1 o'clock New Zealand time next Tuesday, just to keep things moving while we're all here.
You could probably see my mine for next week.
I'm free at this time.
Yeah, I'm free.
Yep, I'm free.
Well, cool. Okay. Well, just let me know. I'll just need to confirm with 1 or 2 people as well. But I'm definitely free at that time. So.
Yeah.
Approximately how long do we need, Michael, for the next meeting?
Yeah, I'm free, I think.
You probably need to allow a good hour. You know, it just depends on how many questions you guys might have, how many questions we've got, etc. I'd allow at least an hour for that meeting.
Do you need anything from me prior to that meeting? Is there some work that needs to be done for that meeting to go ahead, or do we need a little bit more time to get things done?
Well, I think that's sort of our opportunity to find out more about you guys. So we'll ask questions about how you guys currently process events. You know, what you're looking to get out of having Ungabok. You know, all that sort of stuff. So I think it was previously mentioned you guys do a bit of stuff in ProMap and anything like that. So if there's anything that you can send in advance of any of that sort of stuff, that's helpful. But yeah, that's sort of more where we sort of tackle those sort of, you know, bigger questions and delve into a bit of detail there.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, probably
Horowai?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, just do you know how in ProMap you can share a link with Michael to the process map?
No, but I'll find it.
Yeah, on the right hand side it's a share with, and it creates a web link, and then you can actually send that to Michael and he should be able to just go in and have a look at the process. If you can't find it, I can screenshot it for you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Okay, any other sort of questions there, guys?
Exciting times.
Yes, absolutely fantastic. Thanks very much, Michael. Just on your project sponsor, project owner, I'm happy for the one that Horowai isn't to be Bex Chambers, just so you can lock that in.
Okay, yep. So I think Horowai, you sort of put your hand up for the day-to-day sort of follow-up on all the outstanding tasks, make sure everybody's doing them type role, and I suppose Bex, that would make sort of Bex the sort of escalation sort of person if there's any sort of queries and that sort of stuff.
So there's only 2 of us in the events team currently, myself and Bex is actually my manager.
Okay.
So
that seems like that makes sense then, yeah. Okay, cool.
Do you have access to Beck's calendar to see if she's available at that time next week?
Yes, I've just checked, and yes, she is available.
Wonderful. Okay.
Cool. Well, that's great news. Okay, cool. Well, I'll send this out post this meeting, and again, if you guys suddenly go, oh, actually, we need to do this or whatever, that's cool too. Great. Kylie, did you have anything sort of final to touch on? Anything else?
No, nothing else from me, Mike. Thank you.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, we're really excited to have you guys on board, and we're really looking forward to working with you to get you up and running and everything like that. And as I said, you know, I'm here for you guys, and we'll be here to hold your hands as we get through this, and then beyond that as well, for whatever might be possible. But yeah, don't hesitate at any stage to reach out to me. But yeah, we're just really excited to have you guys on board and looking forward to working with you through this project.
Yay!
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks
very
much,
much.
both of you.
All right. Well, make sure you all stay safe out there, and you know, in these crazy times, you know, don't go too stir crazy during the lockdown or anything like that. But yeah, please take care, and I'll come back to you. I just confirm on availability for my manager, who will join on that call at 1 o'clock next week, hopefully next Tuesday. I'll just confirm on that, and yeah, otherwise we'll look forward to talking next week.
Thanks, Michael. Thanks, Kylie.
All right,
Thank you, team.
Take
Thank you
care.
both.
Take care.
Thanks,
Bye.
Bye. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.